this section is unlocked. Just to give us a reminder of where things stand. Okay, so we saw Tokiko's dead body. Yeah, let's confirm the dead bodies, right? Okay, so here is Jin Furway slash, I mean, not part of Jin Furway slash Uru. It's the whole thing's confusing. I'm very confused. Then we have the dead body of Chikara, but also the dead body of Chikara here. Then we have the dead body of Tokiko, and even though it's the other halves of them, it seems like in this version they died more recently. And now we have, this didn't occur in this timeline. So, mad. Summary. Masked Woman explains that nirvanA initiative is an attempt to cause bugs that will lead. Oh yeah, yes, that's it. So we didn't learn about like the whole bug thing, that and moksha and all that shit in the other timelines. That's why we're confused about the seams and shit. Mizuki and Aiba decide. Does the masked woman know that? Because fuck, I'm still very confused. From the information, theorize that a rocket will be launched from the rooftop of Mizatan. Mizuki and the masked woman head to the scene immediately. They find Ryuki absentmindedly staring at the Ferris wheel. Out of nowhere, the masked woman beats up Ryuki. Mizuki is shocked. As a result of their search, they find the rock. Unfortunately, Suya gets mocked. Someone removed the left half of the body from the stage. It was Komeji. Komeji was trying to blackmail Terra with the body. Mizuki finds more clues to an investigation. Around 11 p.m., Leon informs her of Kizuna's disappearance. Using GPS, they track her phone. Mizuki heads to the abandoned factory. There, she fights Terra. She gets in a fight with the armed enemies. Mizuki fights them off with ease, but immediately after, she's immobilized by Ryuki Stendless. Date comes to the rescue. Because Date was pretending to be Gen. That's what happened. He had amnesia, as we learned from the other timeline. Date had amnesia, realized what was going on when he saw the whole Jin Furway case, started investigating internally, and was pretended to be Gen. So he was knocked out after being shot by Date's tranquilizer. Mizuki then decides to go into Terra's brain to find out what's going on. Unlimited sync. Start sync with unlimited time, damn. Oh, it's just... Mizuki heads into the abandoned factory to look for Date. There she sees Tokiko. Tokiko admits she is... And that's the confusing thing. How is Tokiko alive again? Admits she is Jin Furway's mother and that Chikara is the father. Chikara said that Jin must be the Almighty. That's when Terra makes an appearance. Terra talks about the nirvanA initiative, says he needs to exterminate some rats before he can continue. Date comes to the rescue to save Mizuki, and how Date's shot shatters Terra's mask. His face is revealed and Mizuki is shocked. It is Jin Furway's, who is already dead. But it's not actually Jin Furway. It looks like Jin Furway. It's Uru. Wait, no, it is Jin Furway. Sorry, it is Jin Furway. Even though it's Uru's face, it's Jin Furway. Oh my god, it's so fucking... I'm struggling. Oh, hello. Okay, I guess we just start the investigation then. 4 minutes of just, you know... Wait, hold on. Can we start investigation? We speed this up. Come on. Anything but loving, right? Let's be crazy.
Yeah.
Blah 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 blah. Why are you here? Are you involved in the HB case? Reach Moksha. Terror. Let's just see Jin Furroway's left half.
Jin.
And that
I will
makes
never
sense.
forget what Chikara said when Jin was
Kinda.
born. This child can.
What you have seen and heard cannot be shared with anyone. If I will kill her, I have an abundant amount, even if am.
Oh yeah, the heart thing.
Hey, you okay?
Which is similar to
Snap out
the
of it.
issue that Masked Woman is having. So which is making me think that it is a future version of her, but that still doesn't make sense. It could also just be another lab rat that, you know, in Chikara's shit, and it was just an experimental version of, you know, the predecessor to Mizuki, and she has some flaws, but Mizuki's the better version. It seems like she's like perfected, but like she still has some
I
issues.
know. Damn it.
That's where we are cut off. Last.
Oh, you came. Good. Want something to drink? With water? On the rocks? You don't have to be shy. It's on me. It's such a bizarre case, the HB serial killings. That being said, the facts are fairly straightforward. Pointing out a culprit can't be too hard. Do you already know? Terror. Who are they, really?
It's. I mean, Uru's dead, but it's. No, it has to be Uru. Even though it is Jin Furroway's body, it has to be Uru's Sumizuki.
Right. Uru.
But then, what was that body that was in the freezer?
We know he killed at least 3 people. Jin Furroway, Chikara Horadori, Andes Komeiji. But why did he kill them? What was his goal?
To build schools in Africa. To get revenge.
That's true, I suppose.
Well, for the nirvanA
But
initiative.
that wasn't the main reason.
For the nirvanA
That's
initiative.
right.
Okay.
The nirvanA initiative. The loony plan to have humans reach moksha. That's why Uru killed the 3 of them. We can put aside the little details for now. The most concerning aspect of the whole thing is the time difference. The left and right sides of the victims were found 6 years apart. Regarding the first victim, the facts are already in.
Wait, what? The victims? But no, that's not true because we kept talking about how Andy's Komeji, like we got the bow for him. I don't understand.
6 years ago, on February 10th,
This makes sense.
Jin Furroway's body fell from the ceiling of Devita. And this year, 5 days ago, also on the 10th, Uru Somizuki's left half was found at the stadium, not Jin's. Plastic surgery and complete organ transplants. It fooled the investigators into thinking they were the same person. But what about the other victims? Chikara, Komeiji, Tokiko. How do you explain those three? You have good intuition. You might already know.
Professor Brown created a timeline was not in. Timeline was not in the correct order.
Right. In other words, it's not like that.
No. Fuck you.
It's like this.
What the fuck? What the
This
fuck?
is the timeline that you actually experienced. The red and blue lines are intertwined, almost like DNA. You started on the red line from the top, and then followed the blue line, which led you to this point. You've traversed 4 X's.
Oh my, that explains why everything makes no sense.
The left side is 6 years ago, and the right side is this year. To make things easier, we'll call the left side past, and the right side present. In other words, you came here, jumping back and forth between past and present, a day at a time, all to end up here.
So every time a new day occurred, I switched to a different timeline.
Now do you understand? Chikara's right half was found the night of the 11th, in the past. His left half was found the next morning.
Oh
Komeiji's
my
right
God.
half was found on the 13th. His left half was found the next morning at 6 a.m.
That's why, yeah, because we did notice that they were like occurred around the same time, or like very like not the same time, but like very closely related from the two timelines, just 6 years apart.
6 years have passed, and now we're here. In the present, Tokiko's right half was found on February 12th. The next day, a little past midnight, her left half was found in the basement of Horodori Institute. Long story short, the left and right halves weren't found 6 years apart. They were all found soon after each other. Nothing supernatural here.
Nope. How are we crossing timelines? That's super supernatural. I don't know what you're talking about. Fuck off. Fuck. This is the chart that shows the flow of the story in chronological order. The true flow can be checked on the menu flow chart. Fuck off. Fuck off. The original flow chart. Okay, let's start from the beginning, right? Okay, here we go. Okay, so. Oh shit, this is huge. This is huge! Alright, so we met with Jakara. This is all 6 years ago. No, I'm so lost. Well, 6 years ago, 6 years ago. But that's current day. No, it wasn't. That was past. I'm so fucking lost. Who's Terra? In any case, there's a high likelihood that Tokiko is involved. So, says her goal is to reach moksha, and she does not fear death. She then destroys her glass doll. After watching Tokiko's eccentric actions, Ryuki decides to perform a wing sync. In it, he sees Tokiko threatening someone. So this actually explains why in the past Tokiko died but then showed back up. But then how did we were able to interact with Tokiko here? Because it was in the past. That's why even though we saw her dead, she showed up here. Okay. Okay, so go down here, continue on, continue on. Yeah, Tokiko dies in the future here. So when we started investigating those balloons, that was in the past. And then we switched back to the present when we saw the Tokiko body. We found the other half of the Tokiko body. And then we switched back to the past here. We went into Terror's mind. That's how we're able to look into Terror's mind when he's already dead in our timeline. Uru's already dead in our timeline, right? Ish. I don't know. I'm fucking lost. Okay, maybe I'll eventually learn more, but I kind of grasp it. I'm on the edge of grasping it.
Anyway, that's just my genius analysis.
Well, I need.
Oh, but I know what you're gonna say.
How do you know
There's
this?
still tons of things that can't be
Yeah.
explained, right? Especially who killed Uru and Tokiko?
Yeah.
Jin, Chikara, Komeiji. It was Terror, Uru, who sliced these three in half. But then Uru was killed in the present, February 10th.
Yeah. Yeah, we found both halves of his body. Yeah, we did. We did.
Tokiko's body was found after that.
Yeah, and she's the only one that died in the current timeline. And sorry, in the present day.
So who killed Uru and Tokiko? Well, I'm sure this mess will be cleared up soon.
Oh, did I text back my parents? Sorry, I forgot if I did or not. Oh, yep, I did. Okay.
By
cool.
Mizuki, her friend, and by you, Freyr.
I'm Freyr. So who killed Uru and Tokiko? By Mizuki, her friend. Whose friend?
So anyway, good luck with the rest of your investigation. I'll be cheering you on.
I didn't even have a name for my... There's no one there.
Huh? Who was I just talking to? Maybe I've had a bit too much to drink. It's awfully cold tonight.
That is fucking wild. Oh. But
Hey, about Kizzy. Are you sure she's okay? Don't worry. I made sure she's fine.
Kizuna went missing. Last night around 11 o'clock, Richi Chieda, her father, contacted me. Aiba and I started our search for Kizzy. After a while, I got a call on my phone. It was from her. She told me to meet her here, at Iowan.
So, that makes us sisters? We're not the same age, but we're like identical twins.
Okay. That makes sense for her, like, mental thing where she was taking care of Kizuna. Sorry, Mizuki.
We have almost the same genes. That's crazy. I'm a copy of you. Don't say it like that. But I'm your clone, right? Technically, yes. But our DNA isn't exactly the same. My genome was rearranged. Your DNA was modified on top of that, which is why you don't have the symptoms I have. Basically, you're an upgrade. The perfect version of me. Don't say it like that.
Can I take another look at the flow? I'm sorry, this flowchart is it's fucking with my mind here. So this flowchart. nirvanA collected genocide. What the fuck? Kizuna has gone missing, which is true. Look for Kizuna. Nia mentions that Kiza could and the others were going to watch a video together. Watched the video and got missing. But how does... I'm still a little lost. How do we have, like, how do we know what she looks like and everything? Hold on, can I look at the log again? Make sure she's fine. That's from her. She told me to meet her here at Iowa. I was raised at Iowa too.
The same as me. When I was 6, you were born at Horadori Institute and sent here. I'm guessing they thought it was too difficult to raise you at the Institute. I remember the day you arrived like it was yesterday. You were still a baby. But the moment I saw you, I got this feeling. I started bawling my eyes out. The people at the facility didn't know we were related. Makes sense. They were told we were from 2 different places, but we're both named Mizuki, and we looked really similar. So to make it easier, everyone started calling me Big Sis.
Big Sis. Kizuna's Big Sis was the older version of Mizuki, the masked woman. It was the older version of the masked woman, and that's why Kizuna now calls the younger Mizuki, even younger than Kizuna, Big Sis, because they look alike, they act alike, etc. And she did recognize her in that other timeline. Kizuna recognized the masked woman when her mask was off. She knew her as the Big Sis. How did Leon know her, though? He called her Quartz.
They called you Mizuki.
God. Aquarium. Oh shit, I thought that would be less crazy. What happened happened after I arrived at
They
Iowan?
took me to Horadori Institute every so often for examinations. Well, I say examinations. I mean human experiments. I don't think you remember, but they did terrible things. I remember getting shots with needles as big as boba straws.
That's crazy.
My time with Horadori Institute ended when I was 9 and you were 3. It shut down and we were finally free. That's about the time you were adopted by the Okiura family. But me? Well, I told you about me, right? You were blind in one eye and had a heart condition. Right. So it was hard to find a family who would take me. Ultimately, it was Mr. Chieda, the chairman. So when you were 9, you were adopted by the Chiedas. I spent the next 6 years there, up until I was 15. I lived under the same roof as Kizuna. I see. That's why she called me Big Sis.
What about after that?
You said something about an eccentric woman? Yeah, I was adopted by her. Do you mean Shizue Kuranushi? Boss.
Fuck off.
Which is why my name is Mizuki Kuranushi now.
But how does the boss not look at Mizuki and be like, that looks exactly like my daughter?
You think that sounds kinda lame, huh? No, it's not that.
Why did boss adopt
You
you?
know how we're stronger than everybody else? Maybe she thought I'd come in handy. So she wanted to make you work for her. I don't know if that's the truth, but that's what she told me. Boss
Interesting.
taught me how to fight. After she adopted me, she trained me hard every day. 6 years ago, when I was 18, I was hired as a top secret member of Abyss.
6 years ago. So during the the 6 year.
Boss wanted someone who she could rely
Interesting.
on. Someone who would never betray her. She trusted me to handle the most sensitive situations. Basically, I'm like a ninja. Well, a kunoichi.
Kunoichi is it's like a female ninja.
Which is why my existence at Abyss had been hidden. The only people who know are Boss, Pewter, and Ryuki.
Ryuki knows.
Ryuki? Why? I wonder.
I actually wonder, yeah. Why were you hiding your identity?
If I revealed myself to you, you would want to know everything. And one way or another, you'd find out. You'd find out that your genes were spliced. That your real parents aren't Renju and Shoko. I didn't want you to end up like me. I wanted you to live a normal life. As normal as possible, anyway. Get a normal job, a normal husband, get married, start a family, live happily ever after. A life like that. But if I showed up, I would ruin all that. That's what I thought, at least. I see. But why didn't you tell me 7 years ago in November? I was already well on my way to an abnormal life at that point.
I'm guessing 7 years ago in November was when the first game happened?
Maybe that's true.
About February 6 years ago.
It's like I told you. I want to know who did this to me. I know that Chikara was the mastermind, but I want solid proof. That's why I was investigating him and his institute. But then, out of the blue, he gets killed. That's why I started following the HB case.
About February 6 years ago. I asked her about what happened back then. She told me the details of what happened on the 12th and the 14th. The 12th. Challenge that was made. Floating balloon in the shrine. Thinking with Gen. 3 pieces of paper. The hidden stairs. Finding Andy's Komeji's left half. The evidence of the planted corpse. The abandoned factory incident. Wait. What? Oh my god, the abandoned factory incident was 6 years ago. Hold on. Now I'm fucked up again. I'm fucked up again, guys. Can we go through all of this again? Okay. Summary. Yes. There's a similar QR video called Bats490 posted online. There was a hidden code in the video. What about Chikara? Chikara's dead. Freyer or Frey was a word on the signboard. Borg. That's when he did the challenge. They head underground. They hear about the virus called TC Purge, cause people act insane, and supposedly research is being done on Hordor incident. He continues the investigation at Io when he asks Ricci about the investments. So this, yeah, okay, that makes sense. This did happen 6 years ago in the past. Yuki finds about a... talks to him, got missing. Then the masked woman approaches him. Most curious piece of information was the hidden room with the Hordor incident. It says head to the Hordor and only to run to Komeji with a concealed gun. And then we learn more about that. Komeji became part of an illegal gun trade to pay off his debts. He was nowhere near paying it off, and ultimately Shoma was used to threaten. And that's when Komeji found the important thing, which was the dead body. The owner was Terror. Komeji was going to use it to get money from Terror. Ryuki heads to the end of Resident 5 and told him to meet them at Studio Davida. Goes and finds Shoma and 3 girls at the Sekiba High, along with Komeji's right half in the body bag. Shoma screams and runs out. So he sees Shoma run into the Ferris wheel, and he disappeared. Someone removed the left half from the body from the stage. It was Komeji. Komeji was trying to blackmail Terror with the body. Mizuki finds more clues to continue our investigation. It's Kizuna's disappearance using GPS tracking. He heads to the abandoned factory. There she fights Terror. She gets into a fight. Blah, 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 blah. Terror is knocked out after being shot by Dante's tranquilizer. So he then decides to go into Terror's brain to find out where Kizuna... Mizuki then decides to go into Terror's brain to find out where Kizuna went. So we did that. Who's already dead? Is Jin far away? Ryuki goes all over the city to look for Kizuna. During his search, he runs into Date and Mizuki, among others. They decide to work together to find Kizuna. That's when Date gets some unexpected information. A man in an iron mask is at the Saejima residence. Ryuki rushes over there. There, he sees So and Iris collapse in front of him. Without knowing the circumstances, Ryuki takes Iris and talks to her. He overheard So and Terror talking in the garden, but due to concussion, she can't remember the details. A wink sync reveals the phrase execution chamber. Kizuna must be there. If Ryuki can't access Iris's memory... Oh, I see. Because of the 2 incidents of the Kizuna disappearing, it got confusing, but now we understand. Ryuki arrives with Date, Mizuki, Lian, and Gen. They see Kizuna tied up. They defeat the group of Knives members that attack them. Terror reveals his true name and then presses it. Dahlia Boat. What does Dahlia Boat even mean? An injured Mizuki and Kizuna was stuck in the rubble. Date gives Ryuki his broken Aiba and disappears under the falling rubble. Date gives Ryuki his broken Aiba and disappears under the falling rubble. Ryuki lets out a howling cry. And then in this timeline, the current day, Ryuki lets out a creepy laugh. Aiba advises Ryuki, blah, blah, blah. So then they investigate the stadium. The results show a one-wheeled robot carried the corpse. Was it Shoma's? Mizuki starts an investigation on Shoma. In the process, she finds out about the video in the nirvanA trial and runs into a disturbed Ryuki. He says he's headed to Ikumi Shrine and leaves. She's surrounded by the hostile researchers, but is rescued by the masked woman. The battle keys on her shows up, but something is wrong with there. Let's see Chikara with a creepy smile on his face. There's a particular chop form from the gene on a modified egg. Mizuki finds out that she's the product of Horadori bullshit. Chikara's organs were all removed. Who is Terror? In any case, there's a high likelihood that Tokiko is involved. Ryuki returns to Tokiko to tell her Jin's body didn't teleport, and simulation theory is just occult nonsense. Tokiko casts this argument and says her goal is to reach moksha and she does not fear death. She then destroys her glass doll. After watching Tokiko's eccentric actions, Ryuki decides to perform a wing sync. In it, he sees Tokiko threatening someone. Okay, so we already know this one. Ryuki decides to talk to Gen and Shoma. Gen is a swing and miss. As for Shoma, he learns information regarding a video called the nirvanA trial, but that's all. Exhausted, Ryuki heads to Yoyagi Park. There, he decides to watch the nirvanA trial, which causes him to hallucinate and lose consciousness. He awakes at night. He hurries to the president's office only to find Tokiko's right half. The culprit must be Terror, but how did they get in and out? To find the truth, Ryuki and Tama start an investigation. Gets serious, heads on the ground. He chases after a suspicious person, but they get away. Under Horadori and Tokiko's left half, and the Tokiko's purge. So fight with knives. That's helped by the masked woman. So then they go into her mind. Spin the nirvanA is an attempt to cause bugs that will leave. Yeah, okay, we know that. We know that. So, Shoma wasn't even on the Ferris wheel. He disappeared. How? It is now morning. Ryuki reenacts the scene at the studio using Tama's virtual reality function. He finds out that Amame met with Terror. He decides to look for Amame. Process. I'm getting confused again. Okay, let's just keep going. I'm still very confused, but let's just keep going. Ryuki, Terror.
What you have seen and heard cannot be shared with anyone. If you do, I will kill her. I have an abundant amount of money. Even if I were to die, the assassins I've hired would still find her.
This is big. This is a big work email. I mean, it's after work, but it's just like it doesn't end. It's like when you work with like physicians, it's kind of just like whenever. I should know. Okay. I had a discussion with a physician, and okay, I can't go into details, but it's sometimes very difficult to push back sometimes and like really debate some of these things. But at the end of the day, it seems like I was correct, which I'm just like, God damn, like sometimes, it's these guys are really fucking, very smart, but they're sometimes it's hard for me to push back and like say like, hey, wait a minute, we need to like really review this, or like, you know, we need to, you know, are you sure? Even after asking that, like, and they push back, I need to, I don't know. Long story short, sometimes it's very easy for me to doubt myself if I have to deal with like a physician who's so well trained and so very, etc., etc. But yeah, I'm trying to be better about that.
I see. That's why you didn't talk about what happened 6 years ago. But I think it's okay to start talking now. Why? I was able to freeze all of Terror's hidden accounts. We don't need to worry about any assassins anymore.
I have an abundant amount.
I bet you don't remember anything from February 6 years ago, do you?
I do not. My body was destroyed in the explosion at the cathedral. The Abyss communication network was also offline, so there was no backup taken.
By the way, I'm curious. Why were we given the same name? I don't know. Maybe they didn't really care about the name. But wouldn't that make it harder to tell us apart at the Institute? I don't think they had any trouble. We had code names at Horadori Institute. I was Mouse, and you were Rabbit.
And that's why she was replaced by Ada Rabbit in that, in the fucking, in her Somnium. But in Shoma's Somnium, we saw that there's something weird about Ada Rabbit, which makes me think he knows more. There's something there.
And you remember what they called us at Iowan, right? You were Big Sis, and I was Mizuki. Yeah.
Oh my god. After regarding that whole email, my boss's boss IM'd me being like, you were right. So it was good that just happy that it was just another can of worms that I just didn't want open. So the fact that I don't even care about being right, it's just this path makes things a lot easier and a lot less complicated. So I'm just glad that's the case, because I can use less complication in my work life right now.
Is
Or
that
anything.
what I called you?
I'm not a big complicated guy. I like to be I'm a simple man.
No, you were still little. You couldn't talk much. You just called me BB.
BB.
BB? Yeah, BB, huh? Anyway, we've already spent enough time here.
BB. Is that am I missing something? Was that brought up in the
We
past?
shouldn't be wasting time like this. Good
Interesting.
point. There's still tons we don't know about the HB case. Follow me. I want to show you something. Huh? What is it? Oh, no. It's nothing. Let's go, BB.
BB. BB. Ramen. Oh. Yeah, we already know about that. We already know about that as well.
Ah! What the fuck? This is information overload. My brains are gonna flow out of my ears. Jeez, just relax. I can't just relax. What is this corpse doing here? And why are Kizzy and Leon here? Oh, and most importantly, who the hell is this?
What, isn't it obvious?
I like that he can't even see his name.
Wait, you're that stupid porno mag collecting old man.
No.
Yes.
Why are you dressed like that?
Where is Genny? What are you doing here? And one last thing. Where have you been the past 6 years? Why didn't you try to contact me?
I just realized something. Remember when Ryuki was talking to Mizuki, where we were playing as Mizuki, we were talking to Ryuki at the park, and he was saying how, oh, like, I've got to meet with like Date, or like saying like he was had to meet with someone. That made sense because as Mizuki, we were in the past, right? We're in the past, and Ande's Komeji died in the past, and oh my fucking god, oh my fucking god, and so. And so, of course, he was talking about, he's like, oh yeah, I saw Date. It wasn't an illusion. He actually saw Date.
I'm sorry, Mizuki.
Okay. I think I kind of get it.
Sorry, it was dinner time, and Krista was like, you better fucking come up here. So, let me see.
6 years ago, Date lost his memory when the ceiling collapsed on him.
Yep.
Then he got captured by terror, but managed to escape.
Yep.
And he's been wandering the Earth for the past 6 years.
Wandering the Earth.
5 days ago, on the 10th, he heard the news about Jin's body being found.
And finally got his memory back.
That's right.
My voice reaches Dante's brain right now. That's because there is a reception device in his left eye socket. You can mute me by turning it off, but that's a real hassle, so it's still on. This is the same for Mizuki Kuranushi. She hears my voice too. Wait, hold on. Oh, okay. But how does Gen hear? Oh wait, no, sorry. I'm an idiot. Date was Gen. Right. Date's Gen. The real Gen couldn't hear what was being said. She is Mizuki Karanushi. Kind of long. I'll just call her BB. 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 Alright, this is good. Next time we'll go line by line and get more details from everyone. And hopefully we'll have a better understanding. Until then, well, see you guys later.